Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. What's going on? Phil here, and welcome to the PreStream podcast. Today is Saturday, the 21st of May, 2022, and I welcome you all here to my daily podcast session. What's up? So, yeah, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about this morning. Notably, YouTube. And it's really stupid, dumb, inaccurate, never really worked properly content ID system, which has once again reared its ugly head and claimed one of my videos, this time blocking it worldwide. All right, we're actually going to specifically address the issue because in this case, I have a podcast where I can actually specifically address the issue. It's not like it used to be where I didn't really have a place to discuss the specifics. Now I do. And we can look at this in depth, and we're going to explore the YouTube content ID system step by step today on the PreStream podcast to show how broken it is. Okay? So I'm going to tell you about the video that's blocked, the steps I need to do as a content creator to try to get unblocked, and go from there. Okay? All right. Now also, we got some nonsense going on in regards to Reddit. And a certain portion of Reddit called Livestream fails that attempts to basically ridicule people on the internet. Although it's hilarious because what they're doing is trying to clip my content out of context, completely making it seem like something it's not, and then make fun of me. And it's brought, no exaggeration, about 25,000 people or more to my content in the last 24 hours. Who normally would not watch it. And we're going to talk a little bit about that as well, because this actually is going to discuss how the YouTube clip system works. Because I'm really not aware. As you know, I don't really use the YouTube clip system. As a content creator myself, I'm not allowed to clip my own content. Okay? There's no way that I can do it. But others can. But it's funny because at any point, apparently, someone can clip your content and only take a small portion of something that is being said and present it through that clip as if that's the entirety of your argument or the entirety of what you're saying, which obviously is not the case, and then present it in a way that people will not like you. And I think that's incredibly stupid. So we're going to talk about that this morning on the PreStream podcast as well. In addition to that, we have finally determined the new games that are going to hit the rotation starting tonight, which I'm excited to talk about because we got some good retro stuff as well as some stuff from my early YouTube career that I'm really excited to be kind of playing with you guys again and experiencing for a second time, this time around with a live streaming audience, and in one case, direct capture quality, which I didn't have way back when the game was a new release. So this should be a lot of fun today. This is going to be a good podcast, and I can't actually wait to get into the fun gameplay, in particular on the late streams for the next couple of days, and to see how you guys like it. So, welcome everyone. I see more people are joining the PreStream. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? First of all, I would like to say again, thank you guys for all of your support so far this week. We are halfway through the streaming week. Now we have kind of gotten over the middle, and now we're heading to the second half of the streaming week. And as you guys can see, holy crap, yes, really high members. The highest we had was 511, and that was yesterday. That's the record high that we have on this channel, 511 members. Now, a few memberships expired or lapsed. People did not immediately auto-renew, so now we're down to 507. But man, this is great. And like I've told you guys, because of gifted memberships, the channel has seen a newfound level of support that was unexpected. And definitely this will help in the long term, even though you might say, oh, well, it's just a temporary boost of support. It's not necessarily organic growth. Fair enough, you can argue that. But I counter that saying, hey, when I used to be on Twitch and they had gifted subs, the way that it used to work, the way that it used to work was thus. That someone would drop a giant sub bomb on the channel. You know, whether it was just a few subs or somewhere up to 100. Yes, you could actually do like 100 subs at a time on Twitch, which is pretty ridiculous. You can't do that here on YouTube. You can only do up to 20, I think. a bunch of people would get those gifted subs and use them for the month and enjoy them. And for every, I would say, probably for every 10 gifted subs, there's probably one person who said, oh, you know what? I really enjoyed all the features of being a subscriber of Phil's for this last month. So I've decided I'm going to keep it going. All right? And so what would happen is, even though initially I'd get this giant increase in subs and then it would dip when all of them expired, a few people would stay. And this happened month after month after month, to the point where it actually equated to growth. You know, when I was on Twitch and they started with those sub bombs, originally I only had around 400 subs. And then all of a sudden over the months it was 500, 600, 700, 800. And then by the end there, after being there for about 4 years, we were fluctuating anywhere between like 600 to 800 natural subs. And then on top of that, people would gift subs, you see? And it's only natural that now that the gifted memberships are available here on YouTube, that pattern will likely start. Now, it's going to be a slow build. It's not going to be, oh my God, overnight Phil has a ridiculous amount of members who are all auto-renewing. That's not going to happen. What's going to happen is, over the years that I'm here on YouTube, full-time streaming, you're going to have an increased audience, a varied audience. You know, I'm happy that I'm a variety streamer, because it means that people come by for certain sessions and certain streams when it's a game that they're interested in. You know, today we're doing Skyrim, later tonight Zelda, tomorrow WWE, tomorrow night Uncharted 2, and we're going to talk about that in a moment, right? So, how cool is it? Between 4 completely different styles of games, you're going to get, likely, different audiences, and people will come by for those particular games, watch them, and maybe become a member. If not, if someone gives a membership, oh, now they get the experience of what it's like, and maybe they'll auto-renew, right? So, pretty cool, and it is going to equate to some growth. Will it be ginormous growth? Am I always going to have 500 members? No. Absolutely not. I really don't expect that I'm going to maintain that level. Likely, after about a month, we'll dip down to like 350, 400 again, and then it'll be the slow build again. But the cool thing is, the option for gifted memberships will be there. You see? And so, I just want to reiterate one more time. Thank you guys for the support. Just in the last few days, the improvements. We've had 3 new emotes added to the channel. The double dab emote, right? The 2 pieces of the dab, as well as the 420 Phil emote, which is the same exact picture of me in a Rastafarian-style hat that plays when you tip $4.20, is now an emote that you can use when people tip $4.20. So, there you go. Now, what's funny is yesterday, someone said to me, hey, Phil, you know what I just realized? You don't have your Sonic emote on here. And I looked at it and I was like, absolutely right. I don't know why I don't. For some odd reason, I had completely forgotten about the Sonic emote. If you don't know what that is, it's me wearing a silly blue Sonic hat from way back when I did Sonic 2006 many years ago. I have no idea why I never even thought to add it here on YouTube. It's pretty dumb that I didn't. I would argue that's probably the better one to add if we hit 550 members. So, if we happen to hit 550 members, yes, another emote slot unlocks, and likely that's the emote that I'll add. However, likely the membership bombs have probably dried up. There was 2 days where people were doing them a lot. I guarantee you today we're probably not going to see any. I could be completely wrong, but that's the thing. It's something new. Oh, hype for it. And now it's kind of like, okay, it's had it for a couple of days, and now it's going to slow down. And then probably every once in a while, if people want to do it, they will. And I'm very grateful for that. But I'm not expecting to get this every day, right? So anyway, thank you guys. Just want to point that out. The highest we've ever had is 511. If we hit 512, that's a new record. I have absolutely no idea if we'll get any progress here on memberships today. I'm just throwing this out. Okay? All right. So, before we get to the matters at hand, which is bullshit content ID and the ridiculousness of Reddit's live stream fails, what I would like to do is talk about the schedule so you guys know what to expect in the next few days. Okay? So today, the main gameplay stream is Skyrim Anniversary Edition. We are finishing up the Dragonborn DLC. There's basically 2 things left to do. Finish the main story mission I'm in the middle of right now, and then there's one more level of this excavation that's been ongoing during the course of the DLC. I think this is the finale of it. And then after that, I think what happens is you get a bunch of items. Like you get a unique weapon. I think you might get a dragon mask. I'm not sure. But I'm excited for it. I want to see how it ends and wrap it up, and then head back to the main game. We have not been in the main game now for several weeks. We'll head back, and there's a lot of things to do, including finishing up the Thieves Guild quest line, because now I have like 250 or more lockpicks. I don't think I need the skeleton key anymore. So we can ditch that and we can finish that quest line up. And then after that, we can go back to the main plot. And there's a ton of quests that I have that I didn't finish. And I think one of the major ones in the game that I didn't do at all is the political quest line. So maybe I could do that and either join the Imperials of the Stormcloaks and do that. I guess we'll figure it out, okay? So anyway, that should be fun today. And by the way, whenever I play Skyrim, it's incredibly chill. There's a lot of interaction, a lot of fun with us talking and everything when I'm playing. And I'm very excited for that. Now, you may have noticed, in the last few days, we had an annoying troll element here on the stream. There is someone who has absolutely no life, who's been coming to the stream with a bunch of clone accounts and basically spamming nonsense and then getting banned immediately, only to come back with more accounts, spam nonsense, and get banned immediately. So it's not really negatively affecting the streams that much. It's just stupid. I just want to forewarn all you that it's been happening. And here's one right here. And literally, as I said that, he popped up with another one of his clone accounts that just got instantly banned. I mean, he's just a loser. Because here's the thing. I have sub-only mode on my chat. That means he had to create all those clone accounts a day early and then subscribe to the channel and wait 24 hours in order to actually use the account. So this guy sat around for hours on end making all these accounts just to epically fail every single time he opens his mouth in the chat because he gets banned again. I mean, you can't be more of a loser. Okay, now I have a new feature here on YouTube that was just implemented, and apparently this feature used to be in the stream chat of YouTube. I wouldn't have known because I wasn't streaming on YouTube until a year ago. So what this ability is when I see someone talking in the chat, I can actually go directly from the chat to your YouTube channel. And this is going to be a huge asset. I've already used it over the last day because people have been trying to impersonate other chatters. They'll come in with the same name, as I've explained to you guys a few days ago. Sadly on YouTube, because your YouTube channel is identified by a weird combination of characters like letters, numbers, and symbols. Any channel can have any name on YouTube. You could rename your channel to be DSPGaming or Barack Obama or anyone. You could impersonate anyone, all right? Now, for me, it's not that big of a deal because I have a verified channel. But for most of you, you don't have verified YouTube channels, so if someone's impersonating you, how do we know who's the real person? Well, I have the ability to figure this out now because let's say, for example, I don't know, Wile E. Coyote, there's 3 of them in the chat all talking at once. Well, I have the ability to look at each channel, find the one that's the oldest, that's obviously the original, and ban the other 2. And this is a brand new feature that just got added, okay? So, apologies in advance if there's any trolling or nonsense on the stream. I do my best to take care of it. If there's a moderator, they come in and they help. It's usually not a big deal. But this idiot has been coming by the last few days, and, it is what it is. Until the guy's keyboard breaks because he's so stupid that he's doing it so much, he probably will wear it out. We're just going to have to put up with his nonsense, and apologies in advance, but we'll take care of it on the fly. It's not a big deal, okay? Okay. I just felt it was pertinent to bring it up because I saw it in the chat. Okay. So today's mainstream, Skyrim. Chill fun, lots of interaction, open world exploring, a good vibe. Everything's going to be good on today's mainstream. Later tonight, on the late stream, we've got a game premiere. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight it is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. And I'm very excited for this because this is something that is near and dear to my heart. It's a game that I grew up playing on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in the early 90s. It's my first exposure to Zelda. I had watched my cousin play Zelda games before, but I never actually played Zelda myself until Link to the Past. Okay? It's also my first experience ever with an open world RPG style game where you can, wander around and find items and things. It's a great game. It's absolutely outstanding, and I'm very excited to be playing it for the very first time with a live streaming audience. The last time that I played this game for YouTube, which was the only time I played it for YouTube, was in 2013 during an event that I called the Summer of Retro. It was a summertime when there was no new games, so I played a bunch of retro stuff. Well, I was not an interactive streamer back then, okay? I just wasn't. I was someone who sat here with my controller in my hand like this, playing a game, but ignoring you. There was no face cam. There was no interaction at all. It was as if I was sitting in my room playing the game by myself, doing commentary over it, okay? Very different style than what I do today. Today it's interactive. Today it's fun. We have conversation. You guys talk about the game, but other topics, and we have a great time every single time that I stream gameplay, right? So this playthrough in particular will be different because I will be able to share that experience of a game from my childhood with you. I know for a fact I'm going to not do well at it because I haven't played it in 9 years, and before then I couldn't even tell you the last time I played it. Although admittedly I've played this game many times in my lifetime. It's going to be refreshing, I feel, to be playing it again for almost feeling like you know, kind of a first time experience. So I hope you'll join me tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, for my first ever session of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, the 2022 run. Okay, it should be a good time, and I hope you guys will join me. Yes, this is the Switch SNES version that I'll be playing. I did re-up my Nintendo Switch Online membership last night for a 3-month period. Why 3 months? Because if you take a look at the next 3 months, there's not a heck of a lot going on in the realm of new releases. In fact, the month of July has 0 new releases right now that I'm interested in. 0. So likely what's going to end up happening is I'm going to be using this subscription over the summer to do some downtime playthroughs. First Zelda, then after that probably other stuff. For example, I'm definitely interested in Earthbound. I'm definitely interested in Super Mario Bros. 2 and maybe a few other games. So, I'm excited. I am. This is going to be a chill time. Now, by the way, no, I'm not doing Summer of Retro where all I'm doing is old school games. I'm going to balance that with other stuff so there's good variety, okay? That's what I found over the years is that's the formula for success. You can play what you want, and even if it's not super popular, as long as you're balancing it with other stuff that other people are interested in, you're okay. My problem was in 2013, I did an entire summer of retro games. With no alternative options of things to watch, people got tired of the retro stuff really quickly and were upset that I wasn't just playing the new hot games that I was known for. Well, now I'm going to be balancing newer games with other style things, not all retro stuff, okay? So, it should be a good time. Now, tomorrow, we're doing another session of WWE 2K22, which I have a big update because that's part of the whole issue I have to talk about today with content ID and blocking of videos on YouTube. But we're going to continue on with that plot line in the game. In the My Rise mode, I have basically done everything there was to do in NXT, and now I'm on a major show, SmackDown. And now we're entering into all new plot lines on SmackDown. I'm excited to see what they are. So it's going to be a good time tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, we've got another new game premiere on the late stream. On Sunday night, it's going to be the premiere of Uncharted 2 Among Thieves from the Nathan Drake collection, which originally was released on PS4, but I'll be playing this on PlayStation 5. Why am I doing Uncharted 2? There's a few reasons. First of all, have not played an Uncharted game since The Lost Legacy way back in, 2017? The standalone expansion 5 years ago is a long time. Number 2, I haven't really played this style of game, third-person cover-based shooter with a good narrative, in a very long time. In fact, at one point, this style of game was very prominent with franchises like Uncharted and Gears of War. Now, they basically don't exist anymore. The whole third-person cover system is gone when you really think about it. The whole formula has almost been retired. So it'll be something different, and a lot of people say that Uncharted 2 is the best one. I only played Uncharted 2 once ever. I played it when it was a brand new release, which means, yes, this was before the era of me doing direct capture and live streaming. I had a camera pointed at my television, recording in pathetically bad quality. The audio sounded terrible, okay? And, once again, I was not an interactive streamer. So much like with the Zelda playthrough, this second playthrough is going to dramatically improve the experience over the original run. And I'm very excited for this. So, I hope you guys will join me tomorrow night for Uncharted 2. I'm curious how good it's going to look on PlayStation 5 because most of these PS4 games run much better on PS5, especially decreased loading and increased frame rate. We'll see how gorgeous it looks or not. I guess we'll find out, okay? So that's basically the schedule. Then Monday is going to be more Skyrim and Zelda, and I'm off on Tuesday. Now, next week, the daytime streams will still be alternation between Skyrim and WWE. The night streams will be alternation between Zelda and Uncharted. However, there's a couple new things coming up this week that I do want to mention to you guys. First of all, hold on one second. There's a game, Sniper Elite 5, coming out on May 26th. So, it's on Game Pass, and it's the latest installment of Sniper Elite. Now, I played the Sniper Elite 2, some of 3, and some of 4. All right? In fact, recently, a few months ago, I played Sniper Elite 4 for a stream. People at first thought it was interesting, but by the end of the stream felt that the game was too repetitive and too much focused on stealth to be very entertaining. I was having a good time with it, but hey, I listened to my audience. If my audience says, nah, it ain't that great, we don't really like it, then I'm not going to continue to play it. So I didn't. So here's a new one. Since it's on Game Pass, it's a no-brainer that I would at least do a stream of it and try it out. And if it's the same situation as Sniper Elite 4, where after a stream it just doesn't feel so good, then I don't have to do it again. But at least it's some variety and we can try out a new game. Also, the next day, Pac-Man Museum Plus releases also on Game Pass. And this is, I believe, a historic trip down memory lane. It basically goes kind of like, similar to how I did the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. I think what this is supposed to do is showcase the different versions of Pac-Man that came out over the years, but also adds in a significant amount of new content, game modes, etc. So, again, for a silly one-off stream, probably it'll be entertaining. Is there anything that I have to ever do more than once? No. But at least for variety's sake, it makes sense to do, especially because, again, it's under Game Pass, okay? So there will be some variety that final week of May, balanced with everything else we're doing. But in reality, new games don't start hitting until about mid-June. In fact, I think it's June 10th that we got a double new release in Mario Strikers, which is their new soccer/football game, but also The Quarry, the new horror game from the makers of Until Dawn and all the most recent Dark Pictures anthology games, choose-your-own-adventure style game, similar to Until Dawn. They're basically saying it's kind of like the next game in that series where it's a bunch of teenagers and they're under attack by some kind of element trying to kill them, and it's up to you to try to keep them alive. It's kind of a survival element, but many of them can die depending on your choices. If you remember, Until Dawn was a really great playthrough. I love campy horror movies. That's exactly what it felt like, and it seems like that's exactly what this Quarry is going to be as well. So I'm excited for that. That should be good around the middle of June. But we'll have Skyrim, WWE, Zelda, and Uncharted 2 to carry us there. Okay? So it should be a good time. Okay. So outside of everything I just mentioned, okay, the only other quick things to really mention is that we will have at some point in June, likely within the first couple of weeks, a new special event. It's going to be a live streaming event where I am going to be reacting to the John Rambo and Howard recording / video about me from 2015, where they basically spilled the tea about their relationship with me and the fact that they felt that I had done a lot of things wrong in our friendship, and they didn't want to associate with me anymore. And they basically outlined why, okay? So, the interesting thing about this video is that I've never reacted to it at all, outside of people kind of every once in a while asking me about, kind of off the cuff, about John Rambo and Howard on streams, and I would briefly answer, but I've never gone into detail about what they said, all right? Now, I'm okay with doing this. This is what people want. They voted. This is what they voted for. But the video is an hour and a half long. And I hate to say it, but this might be my longest react ever so far, and here's why. This video completely lacks context, okay? Just for a little bit of, like, pre-research purposes, I started rewatching it again last night, and immediately within the first 5 minutes, there's a bunch of shit they're talking about that you cannot understand without context. Seriously. They're referencing an episode of Ask the King that apparently I did on Thanksgiving, and that, if you haven't seen it or you don't know what it is, you'll have no understanding of what they're talking about or what even is being referenced. You don't even understand what they're upset about. Then they start talking about, a parody that John Rambo did on his podcast in regards to Patreon, but people thought that they were doing it about me. So again, if you haven't seen that parody segment, you have no idea what they're talking about. So I'm like 5 minutes into the video, I'm like, there's no way anyone would understand my reaction to this because you can't understand this without seeing what they're talking about. So I'm like, dude, this is going to be a pretty damned lengthy project because I have to show you the reference. So first, if they're going to say, so he did this video on Thanksgiving, I have to show you the video so they know, you know what they're talking about. And I think I can find the segment. It's only a few minutes long in the video where I talk about basically John. So I got to show that. Then I got to show them talking about it. Then I got to react to it, you see? So this is going to be a lot of stuff. It's going to be a lot of work, I feel. Like I'm going to have to bring in a lot of different stuff to talk about it. So, I'm totally okay with this as long as you guys understand that likely due to the length of the video, an hour and a half, and the amount of stuff that I'm probably going to have to bring in as outside reference, that this is going to be a lengthy thing. Like, it might be the whole stream. If I'm doing a marathon stream, it might be just that and Feasting with the King, and that's it. There's no time for anything else, okay? Which I know some people might have issue with because they like gameplay. Like, last time around when I just did one of these last weekend, it was actually a week ago today, they enjoyed the fact that not only did I do the react, but there was a DSP, Feasting with the King, and then there was the fantasy match in WWE, where I did the 30-man over-the-top rope fantasy battle royale. They loved that. But I don't think we're going to have time to do that this time. This might literally take the entirety of the marathon stream, okay? By the way, thank you to Vac. Oops, I misclicked. Thank you to Vac29, who just dropped a 5 membership bomb on the chat. Congratulations to Renan, Typhon, Davies 2983, Mike Shelton, and Wiley Wolf, who all just received those gifted memberships. What I will do is by the end of this pre-stream, I will check and see how many members we have. We very well might have hit a new record, because remember the record was 511, and if that's 5, that means we're at 512 right now, and that's a new record. So we'll see by the end of the pre-stream podcast, okay? Okay, so, yeah, I'm down for this, but this is going to be a very lengthy undertaking, okay? So I will have to do more work on this. Essentially what I need to do is rewatch this entire video and take notes on, okay, I have to have all this reference material so that when we're doing it, I can show you what's in context. This is a 7-year-old video. Most people who are even longtime fans don't remember half the shit that they're talking about in this video. So, okay. So anyway, that's coming up. That will be a special event sometime in early to mid-June. It'll be very similar to what I did last weekend, where it'll be a marathon-style event, and we'll plan it ahead of time so people know to be here, and, you know, we'll get to it, okay? All right. Why rewatch then it's not a react? You have no idea what you're talking about. You watch Baxter, whatever your name is, you have no clue what you're talking about. I've already watched the video anyway. I've already seen it. It's a 7-year-old video. I've already seen it. How the fuck could it be? You're being stupid. I'm just going to ignore you. Okay. What a dumb thing. All right. So, that's really all I got to talk about in regards to schedule-wise and my content and all of that. Let's get to the subject matters at hand today. First of all, let's talk about my WWE 2K22 My Rise playthrough. We've already had problems with this game. When I was trying to do the showcase mode for the game, YouTube blocked my stream, citing that because there were actual video clips of real matches in the footage, that it was not allowed on YouTube and it got blocked. So I had to drop showcase mode in its entirety and start with the My Rise mode. Now, people have told me they've played the entirety of the My Rise mode and had no problems. Well, you're not me. I tend to get every problem under the sun when it comes to creation of videos on YouTube. Last night, part 10 of my playthrough, the latest part, where I moved from NXT to SmackDown and actually went to a SmackDown pay-per-view and had my first match on a SmackDown pay-per-view, got blocked worldwide. No one can watch this video on YouTube. Why? Is there any match footage in there? No. Is there any music in there? No. So what got blocked? I'll show you what got blocked, because I have it prepared here for you guys. This is the screen that I see when a video gets blocked or content ID claimed on YouTube. Now, it's kind of small. I guess I could try to blow it up a little here for you guys, but obviously, I don't want to block myself. So, here's what I see, okay? First of all, is my channel affected in a negative way by my video being claimed? Yes or no? In this case, no. It's not a valid copyright claim. Good, because if it was a copyright claim, it could seriously hurt me. Thank God that the content ID system usually does not issue copyright claims in the modern era. Back in the day, it used to. Used to get copyright claims up to ask for nothing to valid. It's bullshit. Now, at least, you don't get negatively affected, okay? Video is blocked. No one can watch it. Completely blocked, okay? Great. I love it when you block this. By the way, Stealth and Shadows, it's not displaying my IP address, and if you fucking say that ever again, I'm just going to ban you because you're trying to get a rise out of me. It is not displaying my fucking IP address. You're being a dick for saying that. Not funny. Okay. So, now it's blocked worldwide. You can't see it. Ineligible for any kind of monetization. Well, if it's blocked worldwide, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can't make any ad revenue on it. Regardless, it's kind of common sense, don't you think? Okay. So, what exactly was blocked? Are you ready for this? Because take a look. The content that was blocked was this random mishmash of numbers. Okay? What are they saying that random mishmash of numbers is? A video clip. A video clip of what? There's no video of any wrestling matches in my gameplay content. So I played it back to see what it was. It's literally my created character. Me, Darkside Phil. I created this character for the playthrough. Walking down the ramp with zero music to an arena that's cheering. That's it. It's like 20, 30 seconds of me walking to the ramp. Okay? It's not an audio match. I want to clarify this. It is not an audio match. It's not like, oh, maybe there was some commentary over this, and that commentary is owned by someone, like, for example, the announcers. No. This is video. They're claiming the video of me walking down the ramp, okay, is apparently copywritten content by another company. It makes no sense at all, right? And if you take a look at who it says is the claimant, Studio 71 underscore blah, 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 blah. Okay? Who the fuck is Studio 71 underscore blah, 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 blah? Like, who made WWE 2K22? Well, 2K Games and or the individual game dev studio that worked on it. Okay? This Studio 71 does not exist. So you may say, well, what is this then? Is this a fake claim? Likely no. Because here's the deal with YouTube and its content ID system. It's inherently broken. It actually is a mass abuse of DMCA law. And quite frankly, if anyone ever got together and did a class action lawsuit against YouTube and cited these kind of examples right here, YouTube would lose in court. They don't have a leg to stand on because this kind of bullshit happens daily on YouTube. And people erroneously have their content being claimed, taken down, and blocked by this nonsense because it's automated bullshit and it's completely broken. Okay? Now you might say, wait a minute. Why does let me shrink this now because you guys don't need to see it that big anymore. Now I can actually fit on my own screen. You might say, well, I don't understand why YouTube even has this in place. Why does YouTube need this content ID system? Okay? Well, sadly, YouTube, back in the day, had nothing for copyright that was real. Okay? It was bullshit. It was all fake shit that really wasn't sufficient. And at one point, YouTube did get sued in court by the music industry. And the music industry said YouTube is allowing people to mass share, YouTube, it's disgusting. YouTube is a website that mass shares music without permission. We own all the licensing rights to this. Okay? And it's not fair that YouTube allows people to repost up our content. Now what happens is people will go to YouTube just to listen to music that we should be getting paid for people to listen to. And they do it for free. So they sued YouTube and they won in court. And what YouTube was legally instructed to do was create a system by which companies can claim content automatically without having to actively do it themselves and look for the content. They would have like an algorithm they would run. Excuse me. And every company would handle it differently. Some companies just wanted to make money. So for example, if I used a copywritten song in my video, the company would claim the video and take all the ad revenue on the video and make money off of my video. And they were okay with that. Some companies literally just don't want their content shared. Okay? They don't. So what they would do is they would actually say, block the video. All right? Some companies are dicks and would actually get you a copyright strikes. All right? So, that being said, all right, when you look at this video, this content is my created character walking to a ring. The only company that would ever have the right to claim any content of this video would be the makers of the game. WWE 2K22's game developers, 2K Games or whatever the name of the company is. Not Studio 71. Even if Studio 71 is legit, which I feel they are, okay, they have no rights to my video. But what happened is these companies, okay, what they end up doing is they mass load their content into YouTube's algorithm. So here's what I think happened. Studio 71 is likely an MCN, multi-channel network, or a company that represents another YouTuber. They took this YouTuber's content and mass loaded it into YouTube's content ID engine without thinking, because they're a dumb fuck company who don't understand internet copyright law. Okay? So now anyone who has a video similar to someone who made this playthrough, maybe some big YouTuber made a playthrough of WWE 2K22. All right? Anyone who has anything that looks similar will have this happen to them. Not just me, but anyone who has a similar, maybe the character kind of looks a little similar, or maybe that animation of them walking to the ring. YouTube's content ID system is so insufficient in what it does, it just looks for commonalities. It's the same ramp, the same walking style. Oh, that's enough similarities for us to match it and say it's the same video, claim it or block it. Wrong. YouTube, I hate to say it, needs to have an eye on this shit. It can't just be, match everything. But they don't. In fact, the funny part about this is when you go to take any action against this video, once you get this kind of a claim, it actually says right on it, be aware that YouTube will not review this. It says it right on it. We're not looking at it. This is between you and whoever claimed your video. We want nothing to do with it. It literally says that in a pop-up message. That's like, now wait a minute. You're going to take down my video. You're going to claim illegal ownership of my video. You're going to block my video and affect my business in a negative way, but you don't want to look at it. Now, this has been a ginormous issue with YouTube over the years. I've talked about it many times over the years. The argument that YouTube always makes is we're too big. We have so many people uploading content on a daily basis, there's no way that we can review all the content. Bullshit. That's your problem. I didn't make YouTube. I didn't start your business. You're Google. You chose to buy YouTube. And when you bought YouTube and you made it open for everyone to upload, you opened the can of worms. Just because you're arguing you're too big doesn't mean you don't have to abide by the law. If I'm running a restaurant and the restaurant becomes insanely popular to the point where it's packed to the gills with people every single day, okay? All of a sudden, do I not have to abide by, the food code or the health board laws? Oh, we're too busy, so I'm going to serve bad food to people and get them sick all day. You can't blame me because we're just too busy to abide by the law. What are you talking about? And it's the same thing here. Oh, we're the biggest video sharing website. We're too big to abide by copyright law. No, you're not. That's why you got sued by the music industry. And this is their Band-Aid for a giant problem that they've never addressed. The fact that everything's automated on the site because they're so big, they won't hire enough employees to actually run the business properly. You want to know what YouTube really should do if they were responsible? Hire about 5,000 people. Now, they're never going to do that. But for the site, the size that it is, they should hire 5,000 fucking people to be doing this kind of shit daily. If they hired 5,000 employees to handle copyright, to handle trolling, to handle community guidelines, to handle all the issues with the site, overnight this site would be transformed into a nice place. But the problem is, they're lazy. And their excuse is, we can't handle it. Yes, you can. You're Google. You're filthy rich. You have the money to do it. You're just too lazy to do it because you don't find any profit in it. Well, guess what? You opened the can of worms. You bought the business. You're running the business. You're responsible for the business. So enough with your excuses. Do it right or don't do it at all. But they will not do it because they're not legally held accountable for it. Okay? So, here's what ends up happening. Okay? Seriously. Shit like this happens daily. Oh, someone represents a big YouTuber. Load that big YouTuber's content into the content ID algorithm. Everyone else's content gets claimed erroneously. All right? So this video is blocked. No one can watch my video. Now, what can I do? There's a few options that I have that I can do for this. Okay? Option number one, I can attempt to remove the clip in question that apparently is being claimed by somebody else. Okay? Well, I could do that. The problem with that is, number one, it doesn't always work. Number two, it could take upwards of a day or longer to actually take effect. And number three, the algorithm reruns. And if it finds another claim, the whole video just gets blocked again anyway. So, that is an option I could do. I could remove the clip in question, which is about 40 seconds of me walking to the ring. There's really no value added to me walking to the ring. Okay? I'm sure I had a little bit of commentary over it or whatever. Big deal. Okay? The other option I have is to dispute the claim. Now, when you dispute a claim like this on YouTube, you're making yourself legally liable. You're essentially saying in a legal statement, either I feel this was misidentified, or I feel that this is fair use and this is not right. You can't claim this, okay? In this case, I disputed it. The reason I disputed it is because Studio 71 does not own the rights to this game. They don't have a legal leg to stand on when it comes to this claim. There's no way they can justify their claim, okay? The only thing they can do to prevent my video from going live again is sue me. Now, do you think that whoever this company is, if they're representing another YouTuber or whatever, do you really think they're going to file a lawsuit against my video with 300 views when it got frozen so no one can watch it anymore on YouTube? Of course they're not, right? So, I filed the dispute, legally said this is fair use, it's my own Let's Play, this is misidentified, and Studio 71, regardless, doesn't own the rights to the game anyway, okay? So here's what happens. Does YouTube review the situation and say, oh, Phil's right, reinstate the video? No, YouTube never looks at it. We can't. Oh, well, no, it's too big for us. We don't handle that. You have the system in place, but you don't actually look at the system to see if it works. Doesn't that sound great? Anyway, what's going to happen now is this Studio 71 or whoever is responsible for it is going to get a notice saying Darkside Phil, or in this case, DSPGaming, countered your claim. Either release the video so his video goes live again, or say, no, I'm going to sue. Okay? But in most cases, here's what really happens. They just don't care and don't respond. They have probably an inbox of, no exaggeration, tens of thousands of fake claims, because when you use Content ID like they do, you get tons of fake claims. All right? They're not going to handle every one of those. They're just going to, fuck it. So they just let it sit there for 30 days. After 30 days, if they don't respond, my video will go live again. But here's the problem. I'm going to continue to play WWE 2K22 over the course of this next month. Who the fuck's going to go back and watch part 10 when I'm on part 20 or 30? Or in that case, done with the playthrough, right? No one. So essentially what happens is this video is lost forever and no one will ever see it. It will always be stuck at 300 views, and that's the end of it. Now, when I play WWE again tomorrow, I'll have to explain to everyone, hey, everyone, this is part 11. Sorry that part 10's missing. There may even be future parts that disappear because this asshole company doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, and they're claiming everyone's content on YouTube. Okay? This is bullshit. And this happens all the time on YouTube, and it should not. YouTube should be held accountable for their very poorly designed Content ID system. It needs to be improved, and they need to have actual employees work on issues like this. If I dispute it, immediately a YouTube employee should review the situation and say, oh, this is just a false claim. Granted. Instead, it's complete bullshit. And now I have to sit here and wait for 30 days, and this video will be lost forever. Now, all I have to say is this. Over the years that I've been a content creator, I made many stupid decisions, okay? One of the decisions that I'm very happy about is that I am not one of these YouTubers who puts out one video a week or a couple videos a week, puts an insane amount of work and effort into each video. Here's why. Because if I were someone like Angry Joe, who I actually feel for, because this has happened to him before, he works his ass off to put out a highly edited, stylized, skit-filled, entertaining video. Money, resources, all go into the video. He uploads the video, it gets 1 million views and claimed. And it's bullshit. Whoever claimed it doesn't own it. They have no right to do that. And they take his money away. He worked his ass off to put out that video and put out something creative and fun that people are watching, millions of views, and he doesn't get paid for it. Because YouTube's system is broken. That is fucked up beyond belief. Now he disputes it, and he has to wait 30 days for that claim to be released because the company doesn't respond. Now he can't make money for 30 days. So now his video is getting millions of views and he gets nothing off of it. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine putting time, effort, money, everything into each individual video and getting fucked by an automated system? Why would you even have motivation to keep making content? All right. Something very similar to that happened to me years ago with my YouTube channel, KO Gaming. I was putting out highly edited content, and overnight YouTube ran an algorithm and decided everything on this channel is demonetized. They never explained why. There was never any justification nor any explanation on how to fix it. It was just, you're just demonetized. Too bad. Oh, so that's why I quit making edited content. And I never did. I quit completely. I said, there's no way I'm going to be making edited content anymore for YouTube. It's a waste of everybody's time. Okay? So, that being said, all right, this is bullshit. Luckily for me, this is not a huge issue. One video getting claimed. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I have 60, 70,000 videos on YouTube from my 14 years as a content creator. I would think every day I get a few of these. Literally every day. I would probably half my body of work is claimed by someone else on YouTube. Because the algorithm is so bad that people can get away with it. And there's no recourse. There's no way to stop this from happening at all. It's like, oh, it's on you as the content creator to fix the mistakes of our automated system. No, it's not. You should fix it. And if you don't, you're going to get sued. They are. One day, YouTube will get sued for this in a class action lawsuit. It's just going to happen. There's going to be a ton of content creators who feel that over the years, they've been lost so much revenue on this system. They're going to sue YouTube and they're going to lose in court. You can't win this. It's completely stupid. You can't have a system that grants the legal rights of a video to someone who doesn't own it and could actually destroy the work of art that was uploaded to your site because you're stupid and you won't take responsibility for your broken system. Anyway, if you're wondering why Part 10 is blocked, that's why. Likely it will come back at some point when the claim is granted. But I don't expect Studio 71 _ 2 _ fuck to do anything. I think they're just going to sit on their ass and do nothing. And in 30 days, it'll come back. All right? Now, here's the problem. Okay? This could happen with all the videos of my playthrough. Because if it happened with this one, what's to stop it from any time that I walk down the ramp from that to happening? It could happen at any time. It's almost as bad. I might think that I might just have to, I might just have to go ahead and skip every entrance of my character. Because it could happen every time that my character walks to the ramp. I know that's really stupid because it is, but why? You know, I want to play the game. At this point, I think I'm like 7 or 8 hours, if not further in. Actually, I think I'm 10 hours in. So obviously I don't want to just say, oh, fuck it, drop the game, right? But it just really sucks that this is the case, all right? It does. It sucks. And YouTube really needs to at some point, stop making excuses. We're too big. We're this, we're that. No. You bought the business. You bought YouTube. And the moment you purchased that company, you took on the legal responsibility to do things properly on your internet-based business. No one told you to buy it. You bought it, Google. Now you deal with it. No excuses, no bullshit. Again, if I own a business, I have to abide by all the laws around that type of business. You're no exception. Just because it's internet law doesn't mean that all of a sudden it's the Wild West and you can do whatever you want. It really pisses me off that they still have that attitude to this day. Okay? All right. So that's the first thing I had to talk about today. The other thing I want to talk about is something that has happened in the last 24 hours. Basically over on Reddit. For those who don't know, Reddit is one of these websites where there's all these online discussions about different kinds of stuff. Sometimes it's news. Sometimes it's stuff on YouTube. It's all kinds of shit covered there. It's a variety of topics. So I just want you guys to understand that, no, all of Reddit is not bad or evil. But just like anything in life, there's always the bad parts of anything. And Reddit has a bunch of drama areas where people discuss drama shit and try to insult people and be dicks to people. Okay? So there's a part that they have called live stream fails. And what they try to do is take live streams of people or clips of live streams of people and make fun of them for various reasons. There's so many different reasons that they've done it, okay? It's not the first time I've been over there, but this is the first time that I'm publicly addressing it. So, a couple days ago, I was granted gifted memberships here on YouTube. And you guys supported the shit out of this channel, and in a day we had over 100 gifted memberships. That was insanely cool. Outstanding. And yes, long term, that will help the channel, okay? But what ended up happening was within a day or so of getting those gifted memberships, tips on my streams plummeted. I had a day where I didn't even make $100 in tips the whole day. And that's a rarity, because usually at the very least, I'll make the tier 1 tips goal of $50 per stream. And it didn't happen. Okay. So, you know, in my PreStream podcast one day, I addressed it. And I said, hey guys, just so you know, yes, these gifted memberships are going to help me tremendously. However, the way that they work is, it's just like with super chats or super stickers or a regular membership. I don't see any benefit from that for over a month. YouTube withholds any of that kind of support for about a month, and then I get it all in one lump sum the next month. So thanks, next month things will be looking up, but for now, it doesn't really help me. Problem is, I'm in a situation, you know, and I've talked about this, you know, very publicly to try to be transparent with you guys, that on a weekly basis, my liquidity is based on the amount of tips that I receive on any given day. You might say, well, what does that mean? It means that that's the cash I have to spend. When I get paid by YouTube, that immediately goes to bills, like my mortgage, my car payment, insurance, all this stuff. Within a week of me getting paid by YouTube, usually most of that money, if not all of it, is gone because it goes to pay my giant bills, okay? But anything else, including groceries that I buy for me and my family every week, going out for one meal a week to spend with my wife so we're not stuck at home every day cooking, okay? Anything I buy for my pet Jasper, the cost of games around here, you know, the Nintendo Online membership that I just renewed last night, okay? That kind of stuff is paid for by tips on a daily basis, okay? So my concern is that if everyone focuses on gifted memberships, okay, which could happen. Oh, wow, this is a new feature. We all want to jump on it and help Phil's channel. Great, thank you. But if everyone says, oh, we want to do a gifted membership, but people stop tipping, I have no liquidity. I have no cash to spend, you see? And in particular, this is a bad month because, well, okay, not a bad month. It's a weird month. Here's why. When YouTube pays a content creator, they pay them usually around the 21st of every month. Well, guess what day today is? May 21st. So that must mean that I'm getting paid today, right? Haha, wrong. Because the way that this works is that YouTube, this is so weird, okay? YouTube, when they pay on a weekday, pay you on that weekday. But if YouTube pays you on a weekend, for some weird and odd reason, okay, everything gets delayed many days. I've had situations where I was getting paid on a weekend and my money didn't clear till Thursday, okay? I know that sounds stupid because it is, but now that YouTube is my primary source of income, I don't have supplementary income from Twitch like I used to. This is a huge concern. If I'm not going to get paid till like Wednesday, Thursday, but my day off is scheduled to be Tuesday, and I'm not getting any tips this week because everyone gifted a membership, I'm boned. So all I did is I basically did a explanation of this on my PreStream podcast a couple days ago. All right? I was trying to be as transparent as with you guys as possible. I certainly wasn't asking for anything above and beyond what people would normally support, okay? So, all I was saying was, hey guys, please don't forget about tipping because it is important to me in the business to get some tips. I wasn't saying, oh, wow, you guys all gifted memberships and you really screwed up. I'm so ungrateful. How dare you? I wasn't saying that. I was trying to be honest with my audience. The thing is, a lot of people don't like honesty. Here's why. Because a lot of content creators aren't honest. A lot of content creators sugarcoat everything as a positive. They don't talk about this kind of matter-of-fact shit with their audience because they don't have to. If I was a YouTuber who had 1 million subscribers, getting hundreds of thousands of views on every video, if every stream that I turned on, immediately a plethora of contributions came in, I wouldn't ever have to discuss this. But that's not the reality. It hasn't been for a very long time. Go back to my old content, pre-streaming, when I used to just do on-demand videos on YouTube. The only thing I ever mentioned is if, man, people weren't watching a particular game. And that was about it. I never had segments asking for shit. I didn't have to. Because I was actually quite popular and making a ton of money and everything was fine. But then trolling, amongst many other things like algorithm changes, highlights, and things changing on YouTube, everything basically made me become less and less popular over the years. If you want a full explanation, go watch my reaction to my own Down the Rabbit Hole video from a week ago. It goes through my entire history of me being a YouTuber and how my channel, this channel, declined at a pace because of all the shit that happened to me over the years. All right? So, here's what happened. Redditors decided, oh, wow, if we do this a certain way and we don't actually show it in context, but if we clip something out of context and we put it on Reddit's live stream fails, we can make Darkside Phil look like an asshole yet again. This happens to me all the time. Take shit out of context, take one piece of what I said, spin it like something it's not, act like I'm an asshole. All right? It gets to the point where it's very tiring. And usually I don't address it. But when these assholes start doing it, to the point where, like, now people are talking about it on my streams, people are talking about, like, I found out about it because a moderator alerted me to it. They say, hey, are you aware that right now you're one of the big trending topics on Reddit for gaming because of this thing you said on your stream a couple days ago? No. Why would I know that? So, what's funny about this is, apparently what happened was people clipped it. And when people clipped it, people started watching it, but we're like, yeah, but this is only a snippet. We want to watch the whole thing. So then they started going to watch the whole PreStream podcast. And as they did, the podcast started getting views. Now, normally when I do a PreStream podcast, okay, it gets anywhere between 500 to 1,000 views within 24 hours. And then it fluctuates. Sometimes if it's an interesting podcast or has a hot topic, it'll get more. Sometimes if it's a more boring, arbitrary podcast with just like Q&A, nothing to talk about, it'll get less. Today, probably this podcast will get a little bit more viewership than usual. All right? So they started watching the podcast. And what ended up happening was, because Reddit is a popular place where people have these internet discussions, the viewership started to skyrocket. Okay? 1,000 views, 2,000 views, 4,000 views, 8,000 views. As of this morning, and it could have changed as of now, that video has 25,000 views on it. Okay? Now, do you think these were positive people that came to watch my PreStream podcast? They're watching a section of Reddit called Live Stream Fails. They're there just to shit on people. So, of course, they come over, and what are they trying to do? Leave negative comments on the video, which is completely fucking stupid because you can't just leave comments on my videos. So they're trying, and I'm not even exaggerating, dozens of idiots come onto this video to shit. Darkside Phil is a scumbag piece of crap who wants money and blah, blah, blah. Ha ha, banned, stupid idiot. And it was hilarious because these idiots kept trying to do it overnight. They're so dumb. It says right there when you try to leave your comment that there's an approval system, but they're too dumb to understand it. So they try to leave it and immediately just get banned. They're just so dumb, okay? Now, undoubtedly, some of these people probably came to the site and didn't have ad block on, right? And by the way, the aggregate views that this video has gained has helped me. When I get any video with views, it doesn't matter the reason for the view. A view is a view. It helps this channel, okay? So they all came over in droves to try to shit on me. They failed epically because it doesn't matter if you downvote a video. No one sees that anymore. It doesn't matter if you try to leave a negative comment. It will never show up on my video. You are a moron. You came here and gave me views and helped the channel when you were basically trying to say that you don't like me and my content, even though what you saw was out of context and you're too dumb to understand that. So all I have to say is thank you, Reddit, for allowing stupid people to come over here and watch my content and helping the channel out. Really. No, I mean it. It helps. Because likely 20-some extra thousand views in a day will actually help this channel. The channel will now be propelled in related videos and search results for a day or two. Thanks for being stupid. You know? Keep it up. Keep up the good work, dummies. I don't even know what else to say. Like, you can't be dumber. You can't literally be any dumber. There's a reason why my business is run the way it is. There's a reason why I don't have open comments on my videos. There's a reason why I don't have open comments on my Twitter. Because of morons like you. And you're just so dumb. You can't stop helping me with your stupidity. So thanks for being stupid. I'm sure this will be clipped and put on Reddit. Good. Keep watching, stupid. And by the way, if you stop watching, I also win. Because I don't have to put up with your drama either. So either keep watching and it helps me, or don't watch and it still helps me. I win in either case. So enjoy your stupidity. Okay. Anyway, I just thought it was hilarious. As of now, actually, you know what? Why not? Why not take a look at the video and see how many views it has as of this point? Right? Why not? Let's just, on a whim, let's click on it. PreStream podcast, 26,000 views and climbing. Okay, excellent. Thank you. God, how stupid can you be? You really got to be dumb. I mean, that's tremendous stupidity. And by the way, the daily wrap from last night has 2,000 views and climbing. The daily wrap typically gets about 500. Oh my God, you're so dumb. Oh. Anyway. Thanks. There you go. All right. So, that was the two segments that I had to really talk about today. Outside of that, I don't really have anything else to discuss. Because right now there's really no gaming news going on. I've actually been talking about this recently. I've been saying, as of the last few weeks, there really hasn't been much going on in the realm of gaming. What's going to happen is there's going to be a flurry of activity, likely either in very late May or over the month of June. This is typically the time of year when E3 would have happened, but there's no E3 anymore. So what's going to happen is all these game companies are going to start releasing their own digital events. There's going to be, this company does an online presentation. This company does an online presentation, okay? And as they do that, we're going to learn all this information about the new releases for the rest of the year. One of the big ones we're all trying to find out is when God of War Ragnarok is coming out, right? But outside of that, there will undoubtedly be all this information coming soon. And we just got to kind of wait until all that happens. And when it happens, great. Then we can talk about it, and we'll have a lot of game news to discuss. But as of now, there's just not a lot going on in the realm of game news, okay? All right, so first of all, thank you, VAC29. I already shouted out the 5-member bomb that you did on the channel. And in fact, let's take a quick look. Oops, I misclicked. I want to take a look and see if we did go up in members and what our number is. Because remember, the record as of yesterday was 511. But that very well might have just changed. Let's find out. Yes, we are at 512 members thanks to VAC. So thank you very much, VAC. We are now at an all-time high of 512 members and climbing. Any new members we get today increases that number, and we've hit another new record, which is really outstanding. Now, in addition to that, if we do happen to hit 550 members at any time, that's when I unlock the new emote slot. And as I already discussed on this morning's podcast, the next emote that I want to do is the Sonic emote. It's me in the Sonic hat. It's a very cool emote. People used to use it all the time. On Twitch, I completely forgot about it. I don't know how, but I did. I managed to just forget about it, that it ever existed. I'd be more than happy to re-add that to the stream for you guys if we hit 550 members, okay? Cool. I have a shout-out tip here. Slayer actually came by the stream because Slayer overnight attempted to do a super thanks, and it did work, and I want to reference this because he asked a question here, okay? So Slayer says the following. Hey, Phil, I just want to ask, did you receive the super chat that I sent last night? He means super thanks. On part 9 of WWE 2K22, My Rise, did you get to read the message? Now, I have a two-part answer for this. Yes, I did get the super thanks. Yes, I read the message. No, I didn't realize it was a super thanks. Because as I discussed a couple weeks ago when this channel got super thanks enabled, super thanks is basically a really unfinished idea by YouTube. What I mean by that is, sadly, they have absolutely no way to track them right now at all. There is no area anywhere on my YouTube page, anywhere in my creator studio, anywhere at all that says, oh, here's all the super thanks you've received. It just doesn't exist. I know that sounds really stupid because it is, but the only way to currently track super thanks is to actually look at comments on videos, okay, sort that by super thanks, and then try to bring up a list of comments that have super thanks attached, all right? The problem is when you do a super thanks right now, there is nothing to discern that comment from a regular comment. Even though on the video it shows a super thanks attached to it, I don't see that. Right now what I'm using to do YouTube comments is the YouTube Studio app on my phone. And every day, several times a day, I open it up, I look at unapproved comments, I see what comments came through, and I either approve or block a troll or whatever it may be. And in particular, I saw a comment come in from Slayer overnight, and what he did is on my video, he was talking about the wrestler Kushida. He talked a lot about this guy's history, that he had been involved in this tournament against people from all over the world. And the finals was him against Will Ospreay. There was even a semifinals match against him against someone else who also had a Back to the Future gimmick, because his gimmick is that he's like Marty McFly from Back to the Future movies, but someone else had a Back to the Future gimmick too. And basically they were kind of pitted against each other in an epic match, and the finals was Kushida against Will Ospreay, and Kushida won this tournament. So this is a pretty pertinent comment. Like, wow, I definitely liked it. I enjoyed it. I approved it, and I read it. I had no idea there was a super thanks attached to it, because the app doesn't tell me. So what I need to do is actively, maybe once every couple days, I need to sort by super thanks and see if there's anything new. Because what I've been telling you guys I'm going to do is that if a super thanks comes in, I'm going to like that comment, and I'm going to, there's another thing like fave. I think you can thumb it up, but you can also fave it if you're the content creator, and it highlights that comment permanently as a comment that the content creator thinks is important or interesting or notable, so that other people watching the video see that comment highlighted. So I did that on the comment, and I want to say to Slayer, thank you for the super thanks, and thank you obviously for this tip this morning. I apologize that I didn't know it was a super thanks. There's no way to discern it at first glance. I basically need to a few days sort. Now you might say, well, why don't you just do this all the time? Because I don't really get that many super thanks. It's actually a rarity at this point. There was a whole week I didn't get one. I'm happy when people do them. They help a lot. They do. It's behind the scenes supportive stuff, but it's not a common thing right now. I feel like as we get further into the year and I start playing some of the major games this year, then people who are watching on demand may be like, oh, I want to support Phil and him playing new games or whatever. Let me do one. Right now I'm doing downtime stuff. There's nothing new going on right now. So I'm not shocked that no one's doing super tanks, right? But thank you, Slayer. I really appreciate that. And that was a very nice comment as well to give you some background to the wrestler Kushida. Okay. Hopping Rabbit says, would you ever enable comments on your archive videos so people can super thank old playthroughs? I can't. I have to manually do it. There's no way to mass enable stuff like that on YouTube. I've tried and it does not work. So yeah, there's a whole 4 or 5 years of videos. Like, I think it was like the years of like 2016, 2017, up until late last year, 2021, where there's no comments enabled and I can't fix that. Sucks. Because I know some people are like, oh, I'm watching an epic playthrough from that time period. I'd like to leave a super thanks. I can't enable the comments unless I sit here all day for 4 weeks doing it manually each video. So, sadly, it ain't going to happen. Okay? Shout out to Nemesis1, who just tipped me $15 with some really bad news. I'm really sorry to hear this. Nemesis1 says, I got fired this week. Today is my birthday. Thanks for keeping it chilled for me. Well, Nemesis1, first of all, what the hell? That's terrible news, obviously. First of all, just getting fired in general sucks ass, I know. But then on top of that, you're saying that you got fired, and now it's your birthday. I hope it doesn't hamper your birthday, although likely it's going to be hard to separate the two, okay? I hope that things get better for you. I'm happy to hear that at least something that I'm doing maybe is putting a smile on your face or entertaining you. But I appreciate the support as well. But it's kind of weird that you're tipping me if you lost your job. I'm just saying. Right? Exactly. He got fired and then he did a tip. Like, I mean, thanks, but wow. I hope you're all right. I hope you saved up some money then. Holy moly. Okay. All right, so guys, I've done all the shout outs so far this morning. Just a few quick reminders. If you're on the stream and you're having a good time, please like it. Right now we're at 55 likes and climbing. Typically, I go for 100 every stream, and it helps out for engagement purposes. If you're watching this podcast on demand on YouTube, remember all the ways you can support, including liking the podcast, leaving a comment, or even a super thanks. Wow, look at that transition, right? Okay. Ladies and gents, I will now do a little bit of Q&A. We don't have a lot of extra time, and I'll be honest with you, I got to use the restroom. But if you guys have any quick questions you want to ask me, toss them my way right now, and I'll do my best to answer them in a short period, and then we will take a short break for me to use the restroom, and then we will jump into Skyrim. Okay? Okay. What's up, Guts? Good to see you today. How you doing? Okay. Do I still have the Sonic hat? I'm sure I do. I don't know where it is. Maybe it's crammed in my closet somewhere. I'm sure I have it. I didn't throw it out or anything. Will I lower tips to Twitch levels due to YouTube gifted subs? No. If and when this channel gets to Twitch levels, like for example, let's say that within a year, all of a sudden I have a consistent number of subs, like for example, 800, which is close to what we were at. I say subs. Well, I screwed that up. We got to try this again. I hate that the terminology is different on the two sites because I always get confused. Let's say in a year's time, I have a consistent 800 members here on YouTube, much like I had over on Twitch. Then, all right, maybe we can look for adjustments. But the other thing you got to remember is I don't hit these goals. It would be one thing if you're saying, man, Phil, you have these $150 goals every stream and you hit it all the time. Were you going to lower it? I don't hit the goal. I told you just the other day, I didn't even make $100 on both streams. You're asking me to adjust the goals I don't hit. Why adjust them? People like the tiered reward system. They like you get something every 50 bucks hit. They like that it feels like a progression system, right? Why change that? It's working. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are used to it. They're enjoying it now. I'm certainly not hitting it all the time. I can understand your point if you were like, oh, Phil, literally people every single stream completely exceed your goals. So would you just lower them because now you have supplementary income and you're not looking to hit those goals anymore? I mean, no, I'm looking to hit the goals. You know, we're not back to Twitch levels by any means. Let me tell you right now, the super chats, the super stickers I get here, nowhere near what I used to make in cheers over on Twitch. Just not even close. And on top of that, again, memberships just starting to slowly increase by about 100, 150. We're nowhere near what I used to be at. We're a far cry from that, okay? Maybe we will get there. It would be great if we do, but I think it's going to take time, all right? You reassess those things later. You don't jump the gun. Let's see here. Shout out to Anto Kamaru, who did $1.50 and says, I got scouted by rhythm game overlords. They saw me playing a high level in a rhythm game. They asked me to join their Discord group. Have you ever coached or trained someone in fighting games before? Not really. Not officially. Whenever, someone needed advice or wanted me to help them out with the game, I would try, but I never formally coached anyone or anything like that. Yeah. No. Which is the better contribution method? There is no better contribution method. All right? Everything helps. Liking a video, leaving a comment, liking a stream, okay? A super chat, a super sticker, a tip, a membership, a gifted membership, a super thanks. It all helps. It's all support, okay? And I'm thankful equally to anyone who supports in any way. However, there's some situations where maybe in a short term something's better than another. For example, tipping me this weekend helps me out for liquidity for this week because I don't know if I'm getting paid by YouTube on Monday, Tuesday, or much later this week because they delay the payment, okay? But there's no, this is the best or better or this or that, okay? It's usually for a short-term reason that one thing would be preferred. What's up, Legend Killer? Things are going good today so far, although admittedly this weekend it's going to get hot. Excuse me. We're actually going to have weather in the 70s here in Washington State, which is usually by now we've already hit it, but actually this year we've actually had cooler temperatures. By now I usually would have the air conditioner installed. I don't have it installed. I'm still going with the fan in the window, which is good. I'm saving money. But eventually I'm going to have to install it, but I'm trying to hold off. It's going to be hot in here today and tomorrow because we're going to be in the 70s, but then it's supposed to go back down to the 60s and even 50s again. So there's no reason to put the air conditioner in as of yet. Okay. Someone says, why do I need permission from Wings to react to his Down the Rabbit Hole video, but I don't need permission from John and Howard to react to their video? Well, there's two major reasons. Number one, because, well, first of all, I didn't need permission from Wings. I could have just did it. You know who I needed permission from? The person who made that video, because that was their own copywritten work or whatever. Although technically, even then, people said I didn't need to do that either. Okay? People are under the impression you can do whatever you want with content on the internet. It's all fair game. I don't believe that. I'm basically doing a courtesy. If I'm going to react to someone's major work that they've created to make profit for on YouTube, I'm going to try to get permission. Okay? I would feel bad if I took a Down the Rabbit Hole video or another documentary and I reacted to the entire thing and didn't ask the person who made it, hey, is this okay? Because I am technically watching your video back and you're not going to get ad revenue on this or whatever. All right. In the case of this video with John Rambo and Howard, first of all, they made the video. This is not a documentary about them that someone else made and they didn't approve. They made the video and put it out there, so obviously they've approved it. From their perspective, this video is factually true. There's nothing to dispute in their video, you see? The documentary on Wings, he absolutely might have disputed some of the things in that and said they weren't true or they were skewed. This is from the horse's mouth, per se. This would have been the equivalent of if Wings made a video and I'm reacting to the video Wings made himself. You understand what I'm saying? In addition, this particular video of John Rambo and Howard is not even a video. It's an audio recording. It's been lost to time. I don't even know originally where it was. No one seems to know the source of it. I haven't even gotten an answer on that yet. Like, people can't seem to figure it out. If they originally, like, uploaded it to John Rambo's channel, John Rambo Presents, or if it went somewhere else and then it got mirrored. I don't know. I have no idea, but it's been on the internet for 7 freaking years. Okay? So it's basically, at this point, it's public domain. Like, no one seems to own it because it's not officially uploaded anywhere, but it's been re-uploaded 1,000,000 times by people. You see? So it's a lot different. A lot different. So it's just situationally different. It's not even equivalent. It's apples to oranges, as opposed to if it was the same situation. If this were a documentary about John Rambo and Howard, okay, and they still have an active presence on the internet, and they felt that maybe this is something that could harm them, I would absolutely ask them for permission. This is completely the opposite. They are gone from the internet. They want nothing to do with it anymore. It's a 7-year-old video that's been in the public domain for how many years? The original's been lost to time. It's like 1,000,000 factors here. There's not even a way to contact those guys. They don't have an online presence anymore, right? So it's definitely fair game at this point, okay? Okay. All right, here's another idiot. Goodbye. Yes, the video is several hundred years old. Cracker Jack says they got snow. Holy shit, where are you? I mean, I understand that the climate is different in the world, but right now it's the complete opposite here. Things are starting to heat up. See, what's funny now is people are trying to get, well, what do you think about this, about them, about that? No, we're saving that for the video. You guys are jumping the gun. What's the point of doing a whole project where I react to the video if you're asking me about it now? That's a waste of time. We're not doing that shit. We're going to wait till the event, and then we'll do it then. Right? All right. Let's end the pre-stream. Welcome, Christian. How you doing? Let's end the pre-stream. Like I said, I got to use the restroom. We'll take a few minutes break here. And then we'll jump into Skyrim. We're going to finish the Dragonborn DLC. In fact, we're in the midst of the last mission. And then there's one other mission that we didn't finish yet. We'll try to do that and have some nice chill fun in Skyrim. All right. Should be a good stream. Thank you guys for a great pre-stream podcast. And I will see you all after a short break. Cool.